Hello, today I'm going to do my first ever video review of the game everybody's talking about. That would be Overwatch. Um, First I'd like to set the record straight. Overwatch is not a MOBA. If you are looking for a MOBA, this is not it. It is also being billed as a Team Fortress 2 clone. While it does have a lot of similarities, it does things differently. So let's just get those two things out of the way. What is Overwatch? Overwatch is the first new IP from Blizzard in years. New characters, new world, new everything. Their first ever first-person shooter. I mean, that being said, unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen something about Overwatch lately. So it's a 6 versus 6 squad-based game. That is what Overwatch is. There are 21 heroes. This is the hero gallery. This is where you can see how many unlocks you have, but it's a good representation. All these heroes play differently. You've got your damage dealers, you've got your tanks, you've got your snipers, you've got your healers, you've got a talking monkey. I mean, hey, what's not to like? And they all really play differently. They're all unique. Now, one thing I want to point out, why is this game being called a MOBA? Well, I'll show you. This is Soldier 76. These are his abilities. He has an ultimate, like a MOBA, except in this game, the ultimate charges on its own, or, if you get kills or you do damage, it goes up faster, which is the Q button. He's got an L shift, which is sprint. He's got his E button, which is a heal that he puts on the ground. His left click's his heavy pulse. His right click is rockets. Now, they all have cooldowns. Okay, that does not make the game a MOBA. Just pointing that out, number one. Now, if you look at, say, Mercy, for instance, her ultimate's Resurrect. Okay, L shift is whoever you're targeting, friendly, you'll fly to him. So it's an escape mechanic. Her staff, if you hold left click, heals. Right click increases damage. If you push number 2, she has a blaster, which is pretty much useless, but who knows, you might get a kill or two. And her space bar is, if you hold it, you fall slower, so you can kind of float around. Whereas if you look at someone like, well, let's talk about Winston. Winston's Q is Primal Rage, is his ultimate. L shift, he jumps to a location. E, he puts up a barrier, and his number 1 is his gun. It's a Tesla cannon. So you can see all their abilities are different. They're not anywhere near each other, ability-wise. And just because you use the Q and the E and whatever, and they have cooldowns, it doesn't make it a MOBA. Okay? That's all I'm going to talk about that. So if you're looking for a MOBA, this is not it. Now, game mode-wise, you've got 3... Here, I'll show you. Whoops, wrong one. You've got quick play. You've got versus AI, 3 difficulty modes, custom game, and this is a weekly thing that they have just different, like last week, I think it was 200% health and 200% damage or something. It was just some wacky thing that they got going on. There is no ranked mode yet. Ranked mode comes in June. If you're looking for ranked mode, it's just not there. End of story. So, game modes inside the game. You'll get put into one randomly. You'll have 3 that you'll get put into. You'll get put into either escort the payload, which is get it from point A to point B. You either will attack or defend a point. If you lose that point or take that point, you move on to the next point, and game ends that way. Third is a hybrid. You take over the point first, then you escort the payload, or you stop them from getting the payload. So that's all there is right now. I believe there's 12 maps. They're okay. They look good. but I'll get more into that in a little bit. Now, the game plays well. It's fun. The heroes are unique. The games are short. But what's the downsides? Mind you, there are downsides. One, character balancing. It's happening. It's got to happen. You know, that's just the way it is. If you're looking for ranked mode, as I said, it's not here. It needs more game modes. It really does need more game modes than the 3 that's available. Now, I talked a little bit about maps earlier. The maps feel like they were done on a map editor. Now, this is my preference. Take, for instance, escorting the payload. You pretty much escort it up an alley, around the street, up another alley, and you're done. You know, there's different locations. There's like a Wild West town. There's a ruins. There's a Japanese village. You know, they look nice, but they're all basically the same. It just doesn't seem like there was any real thought put into the maps. I mean, that's my personal preference. And they're quite small. Like, they're not designed that well. For instance, why do I need to escort the payload that starts outside your spawn point? That could just lead to a whole mess of problems, which I'm going to talk about. One thing that this game does that's unique is if you're in your base, you can press H and switch to a different hero mid-match. There's no leveling up. You don't level from 1 to 10 in this like a MOBA. You just are who you are. You have all your abilities at the beginning. But you can have multiples of every hero. You could have 6 of, like the guy here on screen, Roadhog. That leads to some very unbalanced gameplay. It really does. It leads to some very unbalanced and frustrating gameplay. So just be aware of that. There's some really weird design decisions going on. Another thing is loot boxes. Alright, this is one of my pet peeves. Every time you level up, you get a loot box. Alright, loot boxes contain 4 items, anywhere from common up to legendaries. Legendaries are costumes or 500 coins, which is right here. To buy a legendary costume, for instance, it costs 1,000 of these coins. And you only get 200, you get duplicate coins for items. So let's say you get a legendary costume, it drops again, you get 200 coins for that. You can get a legendary pile of coins, which is 500. So they're all cosmetic. There's nothing in here that changes gameplay at all. Now, the problem is, there's a big shop button. Microtransactions. This is something that the game is already between $40 and $60. 60 on console, 40 on PC, or 60 on PC, depending. Now, this has been argued, this is how they plan on sustaining it. Okay, fine. I actually bought some of these. I bought 50, another 50, and 24. I got 7 legendaries out of the first 50, 6 out of the next 50, and weirdly, 6 out of the 24. So I pretty much got a legendary costume on everybody I want. There you go. But, you know, this is a free-to-play model. That's exactly what it is. I mean, the game feels like it's a free-to-play model with the limited stuff that's in it. It needs more of everything. Now, my biggest complaint, the loot boxes, the maps, and everything are kind of my perspective, but this one, the game has no soul. The marketing was brilliant, but the marketing was, the world needs heroes. Why? Why is this Roadhog guy here fighting? I don't know. You don't tell me why. They're doing a lot of stuff outside of the game to promote that, which is really weird for Blizzard because Blizzard games always have lots of lore and things inside of them. This one, you know, Overwatch, you really need to go outside and read digital comics. You need to watch, you know, movies to find out why are these guys doing what they're doing. I don't know. And that combined with, I don't want to say lazy, but not that great map design to me. You know, it makes it feel dead, you know. Now, would I recommend the game? If you want ranked play, no. Wait till June. Wait till ranked comes out. Not saying that you couldn't have fun with it, but just wait. For casuals, sure, I play mostly against bots. I am not a competitive person. And the bot difficulty is actually pretty good. Hard mode bots are a pain. They really are. So pros, it looks good, it plays good, it controls good, it's well optimized. It's pretty polished for what it has. It does well. Downsides: lack of content. There isn't much there. It needs more of everything, and yeah, including heroes. It really does. And it just needs, they need to inject something into it, you know, intro movies, something, anything, to give it a little bit of heart. That's what it really needs. Now, I say overall, I'd probably give Overwatch right now, the way it stands, probably a B-. It's not bad. It's good for what it does, but it just needs to do more. Especially coming from the whole esport thing. They're trying to make a game that's casual friendly and super competitive for esports. Hey, that's just the way it is. It needs more. It's going to need a lot of support from Blizzard. I think they'll support it. I don't see why they wouldn't support it. But there you go. I give it a B-. Again, these are my thoughts. I thank you for watching and putting up with my rattling, and I hope to see, you know, you can watch some more of my reviews later for different games. All right, thanks.